From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good morning and happy Friday. We have some good news to pass along when it comes to some of these fires. We'll get to that in a second. And first, we'll start off with the fires burning in Yakima County. Starting with the Williams Mine fire, we do now have some containment on it. It's only 2%, but at least it's better compared to the 0% that we had yesterday morning. And still some active hotspots that are popping up to the south of Mount Adams in extreme southwestern Yakima County. Then the Retreat fire, which is now 80% contained. And this one is still around 4,500 acres. Very good news with this one in that, yes, technically right now there are still evacuations in place, but per the Yakima County Sheriff's Office, these are going to get lifted at 8 this morning. So both the level 3 and the level 1 are going to get lifted at 8 this morning. Very, very good news there. Now on to the Lone Rock fire. Also some very good news in that we finally got the 100% containment we've been looking for. So this will be one of the last times we'll talk about the Lone Rock fire. Thank goodness. And then for the Battle Mountain complex, this one is still consisting of 2 fires. And of course, the heavy lifter is the Monkey Creek fire. This one getting a little bit closer to 180,000 acres, but now 90% contained. So containment did go up on that yesterday. Still, we have the level 2 and the level 1 evacuations in place for parts of Morrow County, mainly for Umatilla County. So a lot of good fire news across the map. And that news, it's going to get better and worse. The good news, rain is on the way. The bad news, maybe a little bit too much rain is on the way. I'll tell you what all that's about coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, an update on the shooting that injured a person near a Circle K gas station. Police saying a suspect has been arrested.
And an adult black bear injuring a 17-year-old girl in Kittitas County. What the Department of Fish and Wildlife is saying about the incident.
And 5 people are now charged in connection to actor Matthew Perry's death. 2 of them doctors and 1 of them his assistant. We have the latest on this case coming up. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Friday, August 16th.
We made it, Jill.
We did.
It is finally.
And we've got that Friday energy.
Yes. And today is National Hawaiian Shirt Day, but we apparently forgot ours. Actually, mine's underneath this.
Oh, yeah. Left mine at home.
Yeah. Well, we're going to start off your top stories, beginning with an update to the shooting that injured a juvenile near a Circle K gas station in Pasco earlier this week.
The Pasco Police Department says a suspect has been arrested. According to law enforcement, the juvenile suspect was taken into custody at a Richland apartment complex on Wednesday. They're believed to be responsible for the shooting at Chapel Hill Boulevard and Broadmoor Boulevard on Monday. The
victim was taken to a local hospital with a serious gunshot wound to the stomach. The suspect had fled the scene before officers arrived, and police have identified the victim and the suspect as members of rival gangs.
Now to a follow-up on a kidnapping that happened in December of 2021.
A 13-year-old girl from Kennewick was communicating through social media with a 36-year-old man in New Mexico. And according to court documents, Lucas Murphy was pretending to be 21 years old. He drove to Kennewick and picked up the girl and took her back to New Mexico.
KPD says they got a report of a runaway, and that's when they got involved. Yesterday, Murphy was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to a charge of online enticement of a minor.
As United States Attorney and as a parent, these cases involving children strike at the heart of our law enforcement mission. I'm grateful for our partners at the Southeast Regional Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, and specifically the work of the Kennewick Police Department here, whose dedicated investigations are critical to effective prosecutions that hold those accountable, like Mr. Murphy.
After coordinating with police in New Mexico, the 13-year-old girl was found safe, and Murphy was arrested and charged for first-degree kidnapping with sexual motivation, among other charges.
And a black bear has been killed in Kittitas County by the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. On Tuesday night of this week, Fish and Wildlife officers received a report of a human black bear incident in the town of Roslyn in Kittitas County.
Officers say an adult male black bear struck a 17-year-old female in the arm, causing scratches and torn clothing. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office says they quickly located and lethally removed the animal near the scene.
Forensic evidence was collected and the bear will be transported to the Washington Animal Disease Lab. The teen is said to be doing fine for now.
In education news, we previously told you about the Sunnyside School District agreement to change its voting system. This from an at-large to a district-based system for school board elections as part of a settlement with Empowering Latina Leadership and Action, or ELA.
ELA, represented by the ACLU, filed a notice of intent to sue the district in April, saying its current system dilutes Latinx votes and prevents them from having an equal opportunity to influence the outcome of elections. As part of a settlement, the district has agreed to switch to a system that includes 3 active majority Latinx voting districts.
It's a huge step for the school district and for their families to finally feel seen and heard by the administration and by the school board.
We're now learning the map has been redrawn and will be put before a judge for approval. Per the settlement, it must be in place for the 2025 primary and general elections when all 5 school board seats are up for election. Well, there was a celebration in Kennewick yesterday, the city hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony for newly completed intersection improvements.
The work began last June. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma explains how the completion of this project will help traffic flow and safety for travelers.
The ribbon-cutting ceremony was to celebrate the Deschutes and Columbia Center Boulevard intersection project. I spoke with the Kennewick Police Department Chief Chris Guerrero, and he says this project was designed to improve traffic and help prevent accidents.
Deschutes and Columbia Center Boulevard here within the city of Kennewick is a high traffic area. We're continually working with our traffic engineers, public works, at looking at opportunities to make our roadways safer. We are always evaluating our high collision areas, and improvements such as this will make the roadways safer.
Deputy City Manager Carrie Rowe says the drivers will be able to tell the difference.
So we improved the efficiency of the intersection from capacity, added turn lanes, put a new signal in.
One of the features added to the project was a roundabout to help traffic flow in the area. As you see right now, it is definitely helping move this traffic. Chief Guerrero says these new additions help support the goal of helping traffic flow and reduce accidents.
Different technologies that come about, right? Like these right turn lanes, different roundabouts, people being able to move traffic in a sensible way, which is very easily marked, really helps a ton.
Rowe says another part of the project was widening the intersection to prepare for the next project. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
By widening the intersection, the city of Kennewick will now be adding a 3rd lane for northbound and southbound through traffic up to Quinault Avenue.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Secret Service says it's planning to put bulletproof glass in front of former President Donald Trump at campaign rallies. This is usually only done for current presidents. We have the details coming up.
And Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Off the clock? And you're relaxing in that old thing?
Come on, just a little duct tape. It's good to go.
Well, right now, you can score amazing comfort that's built to last with savings up to 50% during the Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. Shop today because the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. You'll also find huge savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Or get 60 months no interest financing. The Labor Day sale on now at Furniture Row.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bull riders, 8 seconds can make them a champion or nothing. It's bull time. Kennewick. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or Ticketmaster.
No matter what roads lead you home, McCurley Mazda is about to make your journey even better. Whether it's cruising riverside highways, winding vineyard trails, or anywhere else your travels take you, now is the perfect time to upgrade your way home. Visit McCurley in the Pasco Autoplex today for this special offer.
Find your way home in a new 2024 Mazda with 0% financing from McCurley Mazda.
We are celebrating a new chapter at Shelby's Floral, and we're now open at our brand new building on Clearwater in Kennewick. For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. And now, we hope you will join us for the grand opening of our new store on Friday, August 16th at 11 a.m. Enjoy a light snack, door prizes, and raffle giveaways as we cut the ribbon and open our doors to a world of floral wonders. Shelby's Floral. Experience the magic of flowers, crafted every day with care and creativity.
Hi, I'm Catherine Forner, and we love our own backyard so much, we built all of this.
With hardwood decking and basalite pavers.
And we just finished this deck for one of our best customers.
With TimberTech decking and Fortress railing.
And we get everything we need from PAR. With Shauna's help.
Everything from design to delivery.
What would we do without you?
PAR, your total home building source since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
My name's Morgan, single mother of 3 with an IQ of 160.
We could use someone with your talents.
Me? Work with cops?
I see you brought your child to a crime scene.
Seattle battles Indiana, WNBA Sunday at 12:30, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's still just light haze for the most part up in the sky. We do have some thicker smoke immediately downwind of the Williams mine fire in Yakima County and Klickitat County. Let's put this in motion over the next couple of days. Nothing too fantastical is going to happen. You see, there will be some swaths of some better air quality as we head into the evening and late evening. Then watch what happens on Saturday. Some of the surface winds start to rush up out of the east, that's going to end up making us pretty hot for tomorrow. That's going to be one of the factors, but still some pretty light haze for most spots. Doesn't look like there's going to be any super significant reductions in air quality. Let's take things back to this morning. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. I think most of us would probably need a light jacket out there this morning, especially with some of the gusts. But a little bit later today, it is going to be a day with plenty of sunshine. There, again, like you saw, there will be some light haze up in the sky, but temperatures will end up being about 5 degrees below average for this time of the year. So we will have temperatures in the 80s for most spots. By the way, there will be the smallest chance of a stray shower thunderstorm in the Kittitas Valley, also for mountain ranges, but that chance becomes much more significant into Saturday, especially late Saturday into early on Sunday. That's why a flash flood watch has already been posted for portions of Yakima in Kittitas County. So I'll show you how much rain we're expecting to have. I'll time all that out with Futurecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In political news now, the Secret Service says it plans to put bulletproof glass in front of former President Donald Trump at campaign rallies. This comes after an assassination attempt that was made on Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania last month. Bulletproof glass is commonly used for current presidents. The Defense Department can easily move it from event to event, but using airplanes. The Secret Service doesn't have planes, so they're planning to store it in various areas around the country where Trump is expected to visit. An official says the Secret Service is also planning to increase the number of agents and implement more technological changes. In more political news, Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to announce plans to lower housing costs. The Democratic presidential nominee will propose the 4-year plan during her first economic policy speech in Northern Carolina today. The plan includes $25,000 in down payment assistance for first-time homeowners. In addition, Harris is expected to call for the construction of 3 million new housing units, including tax incentives for building starter homes. Harris is also expected to announce a federal ban on price gouging to lower the cost of food. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, users of X, formerly known as Twitter, are able to create fake pictures through a new AI tool that's created by Elon Musk. How simple it is and why it's a concern is coming up in your business headlines. And because it's finally Friday, you're now listening to Friday by Rebecca Black. We're throwing it way back. I think I heard this back in high school, which was a really, really long time ago. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Don't fight the traffic and parking hassles. Ride BFT to the fair for free.
August 20th to the 24th, courtesy of Benton Franklin Fair. No wristbands, no tickets, just hop on the bus. It's a free ride to the fair. Save time and buy fair entry tickets online before you board. Enjoy park and ride locations throughout the Tri-Cities. Extended services till 11:30 p.m. Dial-a-Ride services also free. Ride stress-free and make your fair experience unforgettable. Learn more at bft.org.
Taking the time to savor Thomas's crunchy yet soft bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
It's Tom, actually.
Right, Tom.
Tom. You doing that on purpose?
Tam.
Tam.
How have we got to Tam?
Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It comes with legendary Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard, plus a rugged 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Everything about the Subaru Solterra is advanced, including the technology keeping you and your passengers safe. Love is now electric.
Find your way home in a new Subaru Solterra from McCurley Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Bad sleep.
Oh, the worst.
You know, there's really no excuse for bad sleep. During the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress.
Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Check out the Summit, just $299.99. Or get 60 months, no interest, and free shipping.
The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
The murders of a husband and wife found dead inside their home.
There were wild revelations.
Brandon's secret life.
Now, the powerful prison interview.
Why should we believe you?
2020, tonight on ABC.
Superstar Martina McBride, the Demolition Derby, the PRCA Rodeo, all part of the 2024 Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days.
Let freedom ring.
For your chance to win tickets to the fair, scan this QR code or click contest at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Round 5 voting is now open. Click contests at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a pretty nice day out there. Temperatures in the 80s, so we'll still be about 5 degrees below average for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine up in the sky, and winds will gust out of the north and west for the Kittitas Valley up to 20 miles per hour, out of the south and west for the lower Columbia Basin, also upwards of 20 miles per hour. For tonight, temperatures dropping down into the 50s and 60s, so just about what we've seen all this week. The haze is still going to be pretty light, and the winds will calm down for most spots. Now let's get to the real nitty-gritty part of the forecast. That's going to be tomorrow. So this is Futurecast. This is 8 in the morning for tomorrow. We're going to put this into motion. You see, most of the day is actually poised to be pretty dry, but that's going to change as we head into the mid to late evening. You see these thunderstorms popping up mainly over the eastern slopes of the Cascades. This is really going to be focused in on Yakima County and Kittitas County, and this will continue into the wee hours of the morning on Sunday. So once again, that's why we have this flash flood watch in place for the eastern slopes of the Cascades in Yakima and Kittitas counties. We are expecting some locally heavy downbursts from some of these thunderstorms, so that could pose obviously a flooding risk, but specifically around some of these fresh burn scars, including around the Retreat fire, and also in and around some locally smaller streams. So we'll be watching for that flooding potential again very closely. We're tracking our next substantial chance for thunderstorms into next week by Wednesday, so we'll keep a close eye on that. For the fire start potential, by the way, there is also a fire start potential for tomorrow, as there always is whenever there's lightning in the forecast around this time of the year. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Will be much hotter for Saturday with some small PM thunderstorm chances, but much cooler again by Sunday and beyond. For Yakima, we'll have the flooding potential obviously in western Yakima County late Saturday into early Sunday. Maybe some lingering thunderstorms possible for Sunday during the day, and then another decent chance by Wednesday. For Hermiston, we'll have mid-90s with a small thunderstorm chance on Saturday, back into the 80s for Sunday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, we'll have Again, a small PM thunderstorm chance for Saturday, less active and less hot for Sunday and into next week.
Thank you, Josh. In your health news this morning, newly announced price drops on 10 Medicare drugs could be just the start of more affordable prescriptions. The costs are set to come down in 2026. The drugs are for conditions like diabetes, heart failure, and cancer. The Biden administration says the new prices will save the federal government $6 billion and seniors $1.5 billion. Those figures don't factor in some existing rebates and discounts, so the final numbers could be lower. Drug companies are suing over the effort, and pundits have varying opinions on them. The Inflation Reduction Act allows dozens more price negotiations in the years to come. In your business headlines now, Elon Musk has created an artificial intelligence chatbot called Grok. That began allowing users to create AI-generated images from text prompts and post them to X. Earlier this week, it began allowing users to create those images, and this tool was created by Musk's AI startup called XAI. Almost immediately, people began using the tool to flood the social media site with fake pictures. Unlike other mainstream AI photo tools, Grok appears to have few guardrails. However, the tool is likely to add to concerns that AI could create too many false or misleading information across the internet. Some homeowners are rushing to refinance their mortgages now that rates have dropped. This week, the standard 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 6.49%. That was up slightly from the prior week, according to a report released by finance company Freddie Mac yesterday. Last week, mortgage applications surged 17%. The surge was driven by homeowners seeking to refinance, which was up by 35%, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. Mortgage rates are expected to drop even further this year, but it's unclear if they'll fall below 6%. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, 5 people are now charged in connection to actor Matthew Perry's death. We have the latest on this case coming up. And as we go to break, you're listening to Cake by the Ocean by the group DNCE. This group's singer is Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers, and here's some entertainment news for you. He just announced he will be releasing a solo album. We'll be having some cake later on Good Morning Northwest for a very special reason. Stay tuned to find out what it is.
The biggest savings event of the year is on now at More Furniture. During our Labor Day event, you'll get fall's newest arrivals at unbelievable discounts. We've slashed pricing store-wide on living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms, just in time for fall holiday entertaining. Right now, take a full 60 months to pay with absolutely no interest and no money down. Or for cash purchases, we'll subtract the tax. Visit your local showroom or preview all Labor Day specials online at morefurniture.com.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It comes with legendary Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard, plus a rugged 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Everything about the Subaru Solterra is advanced, including the technology keeping you and your passengers safe. Love is now electric.
Find your way home in a new Subaru Solterra from McCurley Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Whitman Hill Winery is proud to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
Round 5 voting is now open. After voting, enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. We're giving away a total of 24 cards from STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
Take off on a flight over a magic place filled with cherries and so much more.
It's 35 farmers, about 2,000 acres of fruit trees. And then, of course, an assortment of veggies and berries, and you name it.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
You voted the Maple Counter Cafe in Walla Walla as one of the final 4 in Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
Round 5 voting is now open. After voting, enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU.
Thank you for voting, and thanks to all of our sponsors.
It's time to get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. The new 2024 Kia Niro gives you 3 great ways to save fuel. Available with a fuel-efficient gas-electric hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, or as a full electric vehicle. A new 2024 Kia Niro LX gas-electric hybrid starts at just $28,980. Plus, get 4.49% interest for up to 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
When you cry, it's for a good reason.
Yeah, or a commercial. Sometimes commercials make me cry.
All right, I wasn't going to bring that up, but okay.
Next Live, Patrick Dempsey. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Seattle battles Indiana, WNBA Sunday at 12:30, Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment headlines, the investigation of actor Matthew Perry's death has resulted in charges against 5 people. Perry died last year after an overdose of ketamine.
The people facing the charges include 2 doctors, an alleged drug trafficker, and Perry's assistant. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details.
This morning, 5 suspects are facing federal charges in connection to the overdose death of Friends star Matthew Perry.
These defendants took advantage of Mr. Perry's addiction issues to enrich themselves. They knew what they were doing was wrong.
Last October, Perry was found unconscious in his hot tub. The autopsy revealing he died from acute effects of ketamine. At the time, he had been undergoing ketamine infusion therapy to treat his depression.
When clinic doctors refused to increase his dosage, he turned to unscrupulous doctors who saw Perry as a way to make quick money.
At the center of the case, Dr. Salvatore Placentia, known as Dr. P.
He wrote in a text message in September 2023, quote, "I wonder how much this moron will pay."
Placentia pleading not guilty to charges yesterday. His attorney says his client sold ketamine to Perry, but insists he did not break the law.
He was a patient. He did receive ketamine treatment therapy under medically supervised conditions and in accordance with best medical practices. It was all above board medical treatment.
Prosecutors say Perry later turned to Jasveen Sung Ha, an alleged drug trafficker known to her customers as the ketamine queen, who provided the actor with cheaper ketamine.
She got $11,000 in cash, as opposed to $55,000 in cash.
For the same amount of ketamine?
For a greater amount of ketamine. 50 vials versus 20 vials.
Sung Ha is also linked to a 2019 overdose death. She has pleaded not guilty to the charges related to Perry's death. Also charged, Perry's live-in personal assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa. Prosecutors say he injected Perry with at least 27 shots of ketamine in the 5 days leading up to his death, including at least 3 on the day he died, despite not having any medical training. He's pleaded guilty to 1 count, Perry's family saying it has helped to know law enforcement has taken his case very seriously. We look forward to justice taking its course. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
If convicted, both Sangha and Placencia could spend the rest of their lives in prison.
Again, Perry's assistant and 2 other suspects have pleaded guilty and are facing shorter prison sentences. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a dog has died after suspected exposure to cyanobacteria in the Columbia River in Oregon. How the Oregon Health Authority is responding and the signs to look out for to keep your pets safe, coming up at 5:30.
Also, new developments with the Madison City Council. We have more on the recall petition of the mayor, the second one that's been filed against her. We'll be right back with that. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Google has unveiled its latest AI image generator. It's called Imagen 3, and it's now available to U.S. users, allowing them to create high-quality AI images. It offers improved detail and lighting, but there are restrictions of generating images of public figures and weapons. Next, listen to this. The top English soccer league is now using iPhones to make offside calls more accurate. Dozens of iPhones will track players in 3D, replacing the video assistant referee system. This new tech promises faster and more precise decisions during games. Finally, Apple is letting users tap to pay with more than just Apple Pay. With iOS 18.1, apps can now handle contactless transactions like payments, like ID badges, and the feature will launch in the US and then also 6 other countries later this year. Everyone, those are your Tech Bites. I'm Danny New. Have a great day.
That's crazy. Oh, you guys seen this?
If I'm playing to win. Stay solid, don't break the bend. On my way to the cash, I've been. Do it again. We gon' do it again.
You are bountiful. Your skeleton can support 2 times your weight. It's in your nature to stand strong. Supplement your bones with high absorption magnesium. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature.
Oh, joy. You're a baker and new mom and student. You're an Ander. National University supports the whole you, so you can focus on what matters most. National University, supporting the whole you.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Josh, it is almost your birthday, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you turning?
It's going to be a big one.
You're not supposed to ask that.
Yeah, that's rude,
That's
right?
to women, right?
Yeah. It's the big 2-5.
Big 2-5. That's
a good number.
huge. Yeah.
Do you feel older? Well, I guess not yet, but
no.
What have you learned in your 25
still
years?
young.
That is such a packed question. We'll get to that.
I know.
Yeah, but I do. It is like it's a milestone. So
good weather for your birthday.
The temperatures are going to be hotter, and the thunderstorm chances are going up. Actually, my birthday, in terms of the weather's going to be very interesting, especially in Yakima County and Kittitas County. Speaking of Yakima County, you're taking a live look at the Yakima Valley. I'd say air quality almost looks perfect this morning, which really just underscores how much progress has been made on the retreat fire, and that's why those evacuations are getting lifted this morning at 8. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s, so I think a lot of us need a light jacket out there for this morning. A little bit later today, more t-shirt weather, temperatures in the 80s. There is a very small chance of a thunderstorm today in the Kittitas Valley or for our mountain ranges, but I think most of us do stay dry. It's definitely going to be into Saturday. That's when thunderstorm chances resurge, specifically for the late evening and into early on Sunday morning. The haze, it's not going to be that big of a deal, pretty light for most spots, and the cooler weather other than tomorrow does continue, but tomorrow will be much hotter, and I'll show you the fire start potential not just for today, but also we'll discuss some of the other threats that we have going into tomorrow. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. And we start this half hour off in the city of Mabton, where the upheaval continues with the council at odds with the mayor over budget concerns and the petition they filed with the courts to recall her.
Council members say the mayor has repeatedly denied them access to the city attorney. On Tuesday, council voted to approve a contract with a new attorney, which the mayor refused to sign. Then a judge ruled their recall petition could move forward based on her failure to adopt a 2024 budget and allegedly used her position as mayor to secure special privileges by using the city's website to advertise her personal business.
Now we've learned there is a second petition spearheaded by a resident.
The reason for that was because I feel like she's doing some things that are a little bit illegal.
A hearing on the second recall petition has been set for August 27th in Yakima County Superior Court.
Turning now to Seattle, where federal charges have been filed against 2 men believed to be the ringleaders in a string of home invasions.
These home invasions apparently targeting Asian families. Jeremy Harris has more on the men and the charges they're facing.
Her life was stolen from her. It was stolen from her son. It was stolen from her family.
It was a case that devastated an Everett family and shocked the community. Ira Salk shot and killed in front of her husband during a home invasion robbery in the middle of the night in August 2022.
I lost my wife, love of my life.
Today, a step toward justice.
A mother was murdered in front of her child, and this child's life will never be the same.
As federal officials announced they've arrested 2 men believed to be connected to Salk's murder.
They kicked in doors. Sometimes they said they were law enforcement. And they corralled the victims in the home, including children, and they restrained them, often with zip ties.
U.S. Attorney for Western Washington Tessa Gorman says the suspects, Kevin Thistle and Christopher Johnson, were ringleaders of a gang that was committing home invasions across the region.
One of the modus operandi of this group, of course, was targeting Asian American families.
The indictment alleges the gang, quote, perceived Asian victims as weaker and would stalk their homes and research them on social media.
We use the expertise of FBI teams specializing in cell phone and forensic analysis, who working skillfully behind the scenes were able to reveal irrefutable evidence.
Both suspects were already in custody before today's indictment. Thistle was charged with shooting a man in Tacoma earlier this year, and Johnson was in custody on domestic violence charges.
The indictment alleges a criminal enterprise, and although only 2 people right now, Thistle and Johnson, are charged, I want to assure you that our investigation continues until we understand the full scope of the conduct and others are held to account.
A toxic algae is believed to have led to the death of a family pet in Oregon.
According to the dog's owner, the border collie was playing in the Columbia River near Sand Island, east of Portland on August 4th. The dog became ill and was taken to the nearest emergency vet, but did not survive.
The Oregon Health Authority says there's currently no active advisories for cyanobacteria on the Columbia River, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Because we don't monitor all of Oregon's water bodies for cyanobacteria or cyanotoxins, our best recommendation is that folks become familiar with their surroundings and know the signs of a bloom before they take a plunge into the water.
So here's what to look out for. Water that's foamy or scummy or has pea green or blue-green mats or bright green globs.
The Oregon Health Authority is now testing part of the Columbia River for toxic algae blooms.
Now to a call for employers for a WSU Tri-Cities event.
Registration for employers to be part of a career fair on October 22nd are now open. The deadline to apply is October 1st. Employers will have the opportunity to meet with students from all majors and class standings.
WSU Tri-Cities says this event is all about connecting students with opportunities.
There's many jobs out there that students are unaware of that employers are wanting those students to take, and so we want to create those opportunities and those pathways for students to recognize there are many things and jobs out there other than maybe some of the things that they know. So there's not a limitation here when it comes to that. We want to bring as much information as possible to our students.
Last year, the career fair hosted 60 employers and more than 190 students, and they're looking to increase the numbers this year. So if you're an employer who's interested in the event, we have a registration link on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com.
Looking ahead to some big events happening across the region, the Hermiston Melon Fest is back this weekend.
On Saturday, there's a full day of family-friendly fun celebrating the Pacific Northwest iconic watermelons. Melon Fest is happening on Main Street and Festival Street from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and the roads will be closed down there starting at 3 p.m. today.
Organizers say there are 3 main watermelon producers in the area, which means there is a lot of fruit.
17 truckloads a day from just one supplier, so I mean they're going out everywhere, and so a lot of watermelons come out of Hermiston.
Hermiston just has a very good reputation for raising the sweetest, juiciest watermelons in the state of Oregon.
There is a free watermelon, musical performances, around 58 vendors, and contests and activities throughout the day.
And here are the events happening on Saturday. At 10:30 is the Watermelon Costume Contest. 11 a.m. is the Watermelon Seed Spitting Contest. Noon is the Watermelon Eating Contest. At 1 p.m., the Watermelon Bathtub Races. And again, it's this Saturday from 9 to 2 p.m. Also, a big event is taking place at the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter today in a push to get shelter cats adopted.
Yes, it's the second annual Felines and Firefighters adoption event. The event's happening between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and people can expect to meet a variety of cats and kittens looking for a home. Firefighters with the Pasco Fire Department will also be there to help people find their perfect pet while offering some tips to keep you and your new pet safe.
Now, if you're more of a dog person, you're still encouraged to show up because there are plenty of canines available for adoption too. And the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter is located at 1312 South 18th Avenue in Pasco.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Toyota Center hosted its first ever Zamboni training and service seminar yesterday. We have a look at it, but when we come back, but first, Josh will have what you can expect in your weather forecast in a few minutes.
Fly the Northwest over awesome orchards and gardens, Tuesday at 6.
Make your hard-earned dollars go further during the Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. Shop today, because the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or get 60 months no-interest financing. The Labor Day sale, on now at Furniture Row.
This summer, turn moments into lifelong memories with Broadmoor RV. Feel the thrill of adventure and the warmth of togetherness. Explore the great outdoors with the comfort of home and let every adventure become a story worth sharing. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of Ford vehicles, like the Built Wild Bronco family, with a deal you just can't miss. Your biggest adventures are waiting. So make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Lease a 2024 Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $369 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
Thank you to our incredible community for 5 years of unwavering support. At Morphine Law Firm, we're committed to justice for all, and that's just one of the reasons why we offer free consultations. Call us today at Morphine Law Firm.
Another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and cranny splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a nook and which is a cranny?
That's a nook, cranny, nook, cranny. I mean, they should be teaching you this in school. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
It's the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress.
Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or get 60 months no interest and free shipping.
The Labor Day sale on now at Denver Mattress.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too. I am in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
My name's Morgan, single mother of 3 with an IQ of 160.
We could use someone with your talents.
Me? Work with cops?
I see you brought your child to a crime scene.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now, temperatures are in the 40s, 50s, and 60s for Task County, 60 degrees for Cle Elum, 62 degrees for Ellensburg. Then as we take a look at the Yakima Valley, most of us in the 60s, although we are in the mid-50s right now for Sunnyside, right on the cusp of 60 degrees for Grandview. For the lower Columbia Basin, 50s and 60s as well, 66 for the Tri-Cities, 62 for Benton City. At times it could feel a little bit cooler than this, just given that it is a little breezy outside this morning. And then in the foothills of the Blues, 50s and 60s, more like 40s and 50s for the Blue Mountains proper. Okay, so for today, this graphic's not for today, this graphic's for tomorrow, but for today we have a very small chance of a stray thunderstorm for the Cascades, for the Blues, for the Kittitas Valley, but into tomorrow, especially into the afternoon, evening, and into the wee hours of the morning for Sunday, there will be some much more substantial thunderstorm chances, especially for the Yakima Valley, for the Kittitas Valley, and for the Cascades, but we can't rule out thunderstorm chances at all for the Tri-Cities or for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. And with thunder in the forecast, here's what tomorrow's vegetation dryness looks like. Remember, the 100th percentile would be the driest vegetation on record for this region. So we're going to be into the 72nd percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 74th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, up into the 80th percentile for the Blue Mountains. I think that's where we'll have our best shot at some fire starts. But the real big threat for tomorrow will be the flash flooding potential for the eastern slopes of the Cascades. I'll tell you what all that's about coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Check this out now. The Toyota Center hosted its first ever Zamboni training and service seminar yesterday.
Apple Valley News Now's Lucy Lobdell was there to learn all about what it takes to get that perfect, clean, smooth sheet of ice.
Zamboni, a well-recognized name in the world of ice rinks. It's a brand name for this big machine that conditions the ice into a smooth surface.
There's a blade inside the conditioner in the back. It shaves the top layer of ice, and it's laying a new layer of ice as well. So you're both cutting and putting a new layer on there at the same time.
The Toyota Center is hosting its first annual Zamboni Training and Service Seminar, a day and a half with 16 attendees from 8 arenas.
We want to get everybody on the same page to make sure we have consistent ice everywhere, consistently across the country, but really specifically up here in the Pacific Northwest.
Hockey and other ice-dependent activities are growing in the PNW. This event aims to provide information and discussion about maintenance and operation in order to keep up.
Greasing a chain, making sure you hit those different points, regular blade changes, just like your car as far as an oil change and things of that sort.
Making perfect ice requires knowledge and skill. Just a couple inches of ice takes about 4 days to build up with these big machines.
A lot of people have retired in this industry. A lot of things have changed in this business. And to get that consistent standard, we need to get people up to speed.
Hockey teams, local clubs, and evening skaters enjoy the ice at the Toyota Arena. And it all depends on these machines.
It's fun, right? Everybody gets excited to see the Zamboni, whether you're a little kid or a big kid. It's the most expensive car I've ever driven. It only goes 9 miles an hour.
Lucy Lobdell, Apple Valley News Now.
Sounds like fun. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the city of Kennewick is celebrating the completion of intersection improvements at Deschutes and Columbia Center Boulevard. We'll tell you what they are and how they're expected to help drivers coming up in your morning sprint.
And first, our almost birthday boy Josh Colbreth will have your full weather forecast. Keep it here to know how your weekend weather is shaping up.
Ready to bring your dream bathroom to life? At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. This month, pay no sales tax at your local Walla Walla or Tri-Cities Floor & Home.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
A lot is changing in our community right now. New roads, new schools, and new opportunities. We're growing, and that means there are more cars on our streets than ever before. That's why we're expanding our facilities and services. So no matter what roads lie ahead, you'll always find your way home.
As part of Wheels Make Wishes Come True, a generous portion of every vehicle sold will be donated to help local kids.
It's time to get moving with the stunningly versatile, best-in-class 2025 Carnival MPV that seats 8 from Overturf Kia. Plus, get 6.9% interest for up to 72 months. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. That's overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Joan, what are your must-haves in a man?
I'm very picky about a man being a gentleman, somebody who's generous, and also somebody who's humble.
Whoever that guy is, we want you to be happy.
I want to propose a toast. Thank you so much for all your support. You guys have been the best family in the world. I'm not here to replace Dad. I just want our family to be whole again. Cheers to a great adventure.
Ready to bring your dream bathroom to life? At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. This month, pay no sales tax at your local Walla Walla or Tri-Cities Floor & Home.
Stacy Lee, Capkey View First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be mostly dry, although there will be a little chance for a shower or thunderstorm, a stray one for our mountain ranges and for the Kittitas Valley. But other than that, dry, temperatures in the 80s, pretty light haze. Will be a bit breezy for the Kittitas Valley, also for the lower Columbia Basin, but we shouldn't have winds exceeding 20 miles per hour. And then for tonight, the winds calm down. Overnight lows drop into the 50s and 60s. Haze should still be pretty light at this point. And then we transition into Saturday. That's when our weather obviously becomes a lot more active. So let's get down into the nitty-gritty of it. Here's Futurecast. You notice not a lot on Futurecast for the first half of the day, but then as we start to get into the mid to late evening, here come some of those thunderstorm chances. And Of course, this iteration of Futurecast is really hammering down on some of the chances for Kittitas and Yakima County, but don't sleep on the chances for Benton County and Franklin County and Walla Walla and Morrow and Umatilla counties, because that chance certainly does exist as well. But obviously the most favorable location is going to be in Yakima and Kittitas counties. We do have a flash flood watch that's in place for the eastern slopes of the Cascades from 2 p.m. on Saturday to 2 in the morning on Sunday, especially in and around some of these fresh burn scars and some locally smaller streams. That's where we can have debris flows or excess runoff. Also, there is a little chance for quarter-size hail and some gusty winds for tomorrow, so we'll be tracking that as well. Okay, so we could have a shower thunderstorm lingering into Sunday, but Monday should be calmer. But then, here comes another bout of thunderstorms into next week. For now, it looks like Wednesday is probably going to be the most active day. But some good news for next week, and that temperatures go back down to where they've been. This is really an anomaly for Saturday. It could be up around 100 in the Tri-Cities. But after that, it's like it never even happened. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. It will be much hotter Saturday with small PM thunderstorm chances. Much cooler again by Sunday and beyond. For Yakima, we'll have that flooding potential in western Yakima County late Saturday into early on Sunday. A lingering thunderstorm possible for Sunday and another decent chance by Wednesday. For Hermiston, mid-90s with small thunderstorm chances on Saturday, back into the 80s for Sunday and beyond. And then for Walla Walla, a small PM thunderstorm chance for tomorrow, less active and less hot for Sunday and into next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
We're going to take you right to your 6 o'clock hour, but first up, here are the 5 local things you need to know this morning. A suspect has been arrested in Monday night's shooting on Chapel Hill and Broadmoor Boulevard in Pasco that seriously injured a juvenile. The suspect, also a juvenile, was taken into custody at a Richland apartment complex on Wednesday. Police have identified the victim and the suspect as members of rival gangs.
A man has been sentenced to 20 years in federal prison for enticing a minor online. According to court documents, in 2021, 36-year-old Lucas Murphy pretended to be 21 years old while talking to a 13-year-old Kennewick girl again online. He drove to Kennewick, picked up the girl, and took her back to New Mexico. Murphy pleaded guilty to 1 count of online enticement of a minor.
The city of Kennewick is celebrating the completion of the Deschutes and Columbia Center Boulevard intersection project. One of the improvements was a new roundabout. Kennewick's police chief says the roundabout and other changes like right turn lanes help improve traffic flow and prevent collisions.
A call for employers' registration to be part of a career fair at WSU Tri-Cities on October 22nd are now open. The deadline to apply is October 1st. Employers will have the opportunity to meet with students from all majors and class standings. Last year, the career fair hosted 60 employers and more than 190 students, and they're looking to increase the numbers this year.
The second annual Felines and Firefighters Adoption event is happening at the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter today. Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., people can meet a variety of cats and kittens looking for a home and talk to firefighters from the Pasco Fire Department. And if you're looking for a dog, you can still show up because there are plenty of canines available for adoption, too.
Turning to your political headlines now, the Democratic National Convention begins in Chicago on August 19th, which is on Monday.
Chicago continues to prepare for the DNC with security preparations, including things like fencing and parking restrictions. During a press conference with the United States Secret Service, Chicago city officials said the city is ready to host the convention.
And the Secret Service is planning to put bulletproof glass in front of former President Donald Trump at campaign rallies. This comes after an assassination attempt was made on Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania last month.
The Defense Department can easily move it from event to event using airplanes, but the Secret Service does not have planes, so they're planning to store it in various areas around the country where Trump is expected to visit.
In your business headlines, retail sales surged unexpectedly across the U.S. in July. That's according to the Department of Commerce. They rose by a solid 1% from the month before, which exceeded expectations of a 0.3% gain. Retail sales, which are adjusted for seasonal swings but not inflation, make up a sizable chunk of overall spending.
July's reading is good news because the country's economic growth relies on Americans spending their money. This comes after several economic hurdles Americans have been facing.
In your health headlines, prices are dropping on 10 Medicare drugs related to diabetes, heart failure, and cancer. The Biden administration says the new prices will save the federal government $6 billion and seniors $1.5 billion.
Those figures don't factor in some existing rebates and discounts, so the final numbers could be lower. Drug companies are suing, and experts have varying opinions. The costs are set to come down in 2026.
The FDA has proposed guidelines to help Americans consume less sodium by lowering the sodium levels in processed foods.
The guidelines could help cut average daily sodium intake by about 20%. The agency says a large percentage of the sodium Americans consume is commercially processed, packaged, and prepared.
In your sports headlines, the next head coach of the U.S. men's national soccer team will be Argentina's head coach Mauricio Pochettino. He would replace the previous head coach Greg Berhalter, who was fired for following a disappointing Copa America exit in July.
The 52-year-old head coach most recently managed Chelsea in the English Premier League and guided the club to a 6th-place finish last season, among other achievements. He'll be guiding the U.S. team at a World Cup on home soil in 2026.
USA gymnast Jordan Childs was stripped of her bronze medal at the Paris Olympics after the Court of Arbitration said Romania's Ana Barboso was the rightful winner. Olympic officials say they did not receive crucial emails related to appealing Childs' case until it was too late to submit objections.
Saying, therefore, they were not able to properly prepare for the hearing. However, U.S. Olympic officials say they will continue to appeal the matter, and Childs says the decision is unjust.
The home of the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark will host the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game. The league announced that the game will take place in Indianapolis on July 19th next year.
ESPN says the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game was the most watched WNBA All-Star Game ever. That was over 300% more than the year before. All right, trending now. It is a special day on Good Morning Northwest. Why? Well, because we are celebrating someone's birthday.
It's about to fall off. Thank you.
It is Josh's birthday, woohoo! So we have this special headband for you.
Of course.
I'm actually going to put this banner on you also. It kind of got caught in all my wires, but you know, it's like a necklace for you. It's special, right? You like this.
Yeah.
You could do your weather forecast with it if I could just swing it over you. There we go.
If I'm going to be patronized, make it fun. You know.
Yeah, no, you look nice. Do you feel like you look nice?
Let me check myself in the monitor over here. I'm liking it. Yeah,
You're looking great.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday tomorrow. And
Yes.
do you have any favorite birthday memories from the past 24 that you've had before?
My first day of junior year of high school was on my Sweet 16. So I got my driver's license in the morning, then I checked into school later that day.
And you felt really cool?
Yes, I did. And then my 21st birthday was on the first day of senior year of college. So that was a different experience that we don't have to talk about.
Oh, so you're turning 25.
25, yes.
Okay, so what is your wish for this next year? Do you have any wishes?
I just want to grow. You know, this is like, I feel like it's the official transition into being an adult, you know? Like, do you turn into an adult at 18, 21, 20? I don't know. I think the bar.
Your prefrontal cortex is fully developed now.
Yeah,
it should
so
be.
it's all downhill. But yeah, I just want to keep growing and be kind.
Yeah,
you know, kindness
fantastic.
is pretty underrated.
That's a great
so
wish.
Yeah.
Are you a birthday cake person?
No, unless it's ice cream cake.
Oh, wait. Okay, good news. We'll have that later.
Awesome.
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, an update on the Sunnyside School District's change to its voting system. We have the new developments.
Plus, more on the improvements on an intersection in Kennewick. Our Monique Ledesma with a full report on how the changes will improve safety for drivers.
And I'll get all of this garb off of me and talk about the first alert forecast, also a rundown of all the fires in the region, and that's coming up at 6.